Earlier this week, we told you the Minneapolis City Council approved budget cuts for the city's police department. Well, that vote, of course, comes in the wake of George Floyd's death back in May. Council members voting to move nearly $8 million from the police department and instead move that money into violence prevention programs. They also voted to keep staffing levels the same as part of a last-minute change to what they were considering last night. Joining us now is Brian Fullman. He is the lead organizer for a nonpartisan coalition of faith communities fighting for racial and economic justice there in Minnesota. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time, sir. Talk a little bit about your gut reaction to the move the city made last night in terms of diverting that $8 million away from the police to other possible resources for dealing with situations there in the city.
Thank you for having me. So my gut reaction, I was overjoyed. I think there's a place for funding to be invested in social programs that meet the needs of our community. I think we've gotten away from actually focusing on what real safe neighborhoods look like and what it feels like and what safe environments look like and feel like, and how do you build those? So this Safety for All budget proposal that has now been passed actually moves people to the core of who makes the decisions, who gets to define what safe environments and neighborhoods are. And so I was overwhelmed. We've done a lot of organizing around this. This is something that I feel very passionate about through my experiences with Minneapolis Police Department. And so, yeah, I feel good.
And I want to be clear on this point. The police budget there in Minneapolis is roughly $179 million. They voted to move $8 million. So we're talking about just 4% of the police budget, not a large percentage by any sense, or by any measure. But the move essentially diverts that money to violence prevention programs, mental health programs. The prevailing wisdom, at least from supporters of this, seems to be that not every situation is better handled when someone with a gun shows up. Is that fair?
I would say that the gun actually warrants a lot of concentration. I would say a warrior mindset. I would say somebody who has a gun but does not have the intention of preserving one's dignity when they engage in them. Or somebody has already made a call in their head that this person is already guilty, this person needs to be met with force and violence. So it's not so much about the gun versus the mindset of some of these cops, and a lot of them in the culture, that this warrior style mentality and this posturing like they're ready for confrontation versus somebody who can come in who is trained in the field of negotiation, talking to people, de-escalation. So I will concentrate more on that than just somebody with a gun.
And critics also say they don't quite understand if crime is surging there in Minneapolis, which statistically it is right now, it doesn't seem at the right time to take money away from the police. Defend that point a little bit. Or the opposite.
Yeah, thank you. No, I've been hearing the same thing. So I would be wrong to sit up here and not recognize that there's crime. I would also be wrong not to recognize that we all want safe neighborhoods and safe communities. But I'll say this, we cannot continue to do things the way we've done. What I won't dismiss is when I seen Brother George Floyd die slowly in front of his peers in his community in broad daylight. We just cannot have that. We can't have another Philando Castile. We can't have another Jamal Clark. What we need to do is trust ourselves, trust our community, and then have political imagination about what's possible. What is a new vision for safety? So I understand the fear and the hesitancy, but nothing great comes unless you're willing to take a public risk. And I think right now is the time for that.
And real quick, if 30 seconds left, I just want to ask you about the naming, the marketing of all this. The push there in Minneapolis called Safety for All. Nationally, it's kind of regarded as the defund the police effort. Any regrets about that slogan, defund the police, versus something that sounds a little softer, like Safety for All, like it's called there in Minneapolis? Is there a marketing problem here that hinders people's understanding of what activists like you are trying to accomplish?
I would admit that maybe we did not do the necessary work to actually explain to the communities, the public, what exactly we meant when we said defund. I'm from the South Side of Chicago originally. Me hearing the words defund and not them actually being explained to me exactly what our intentions is scary. I recognize that. And we did not do the proper organizing or messaging that was necessary for people to be grounded to understand that lawlessness and recklessness is not what we meant by that. So I hold myself in full responsibility of that, and I'm pretty sure my comrades will too.
Brian, I appreciate your insight and your passion on this. Thank you so much for giving us a few minutes tonight. Please come back as things progress and when we get to a point where we can see whether this new kind of investment is actually paying off and working out. I'd love to hear from you again.
Thank you. I would love for you all to have me.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.